Hey everyone, I'm coming to you from downtown Asheville. You can see City Hall and the courthouse behind me. And I wanted to be able to shoot this video in this spot from this place to be able to share with you some exciting things of what's going on in our life, and as we look forward to coming to Asheville a little bit later on this year. First of all, we finished with our vision tour that we had here last week. CPR, Church Planting Renewal, was able to host some of our Free Will Baptist pastors and a couple of their wives for a couple of days up here to be able to see what's going on in Asheville, to be able to hear what God is doing through some of the churches that are already here. They got to talk to one of the church planters that's over in Black Mountain and is doing some work in Asheville. We got to talk to one of the denominational leaders for the Southern Baptists that are here. And again, all this is about kingdom work, and so we're trying to partner with some of the churches and some of the pastors that are already here in this area and be able to come alongside of them and be able to reach the city of Asheville with the gospel. And so we had an exciting time with those pastors and their wives, able to show them the ins and outs of Asheville. We're able to share with some of my vision of what we hope to do as God brings us to this great city. And so it was just an awesome, encouraging time as we got to talk about church planting and revitalization, as well as multiplying churches. And the whole idea behind that is churches that plant churches that plant churches. Because at the end of the day, our calling, whether it be for churches or for individuals, is to go and make disciples. That's really what it's all about. That's what Jesus has commanded us to do, is to go and make disciples. And so that's my goal as we come to Asheville, is to be a disciple-making church, to be a disciple-making Christian. And in turn, those disciples will go make other disciples. We'll plant churches, who plant churches, who plant churches. And we're just praying that God will do a great movement, not just in Asheville, but really everywhere, that his name is not known, that God's people will be able to take his name to the nations. And so many of those individuals that came through that Vision Week last week talked about what an encouragement it was, what just a challenge it was to them to think about what God might have them do in their life towards multiplication and disciple making. And hopefully we'll be able to do this again in the future, be able to get some more of our Free Will Baptist folks up here to see all that's taking place. And so, particularly if you want to know more about our Vision Week, if you want to know more about what we're doing here in Asheville, feel free to reach out to me and be able to connect with me. You can do that in the comments section of this video. Of course, my email and telephone number are available through Church Planting Renewal, but would love to come and sit down and talk with you, whether it be your small group, a woman's group, a men's group, the whole church itself, just your leadership, whatever that might be. But did want to share that with you as far as being able to have those individuals up here in the Vision Week. The other thing, the really big thing that I want to share with you, is that we're announcing the name of this church plant. Those that were here last week were able to get a glimpse of that and see what it is that we're hoping to do. But we're going to be coming up here, gathering a group of believers together, and we're calling it Restoration Church. That's it, Restoration Church. That's a name that God gave to me several years ago. He put it upon my heart even before I really knew that God was going to be leading us up here to plant a church. But just this idea of restoration, we see this as a biblical theme, that God is at work in our life. He's at work in creation. Part of salvation and part of the plan that God is doing is being able to restore all these things. And so this is what we're hoping to do. We're hoping to come and share with the people of Asheville God's desire to restore them to wholeness, restore them to a right relationship with him, to be able to restore them to a right relationship with fellow people, and just to be able to paint that beautiful biblical picture that God puts there for us, and how he is looking to restore all things, and what was lost in the Garden of Eden that we'll be able to regain one day. And we're looking forward to that day. I know I am. I just, every day I cry out for the Lord to come back so that we could see all of that brought to culmination. But until that time, we're called to work. And so that's what we're going to be here doing. We're going to be working. We're going to be reaching people. We're going to be sharing with them the gospel so that they might know restoration. And so I want to be able to share that with you, Restoration Church. Look forward to being able to talk to many of you more about this, and excited as we are able to start showing some different things about what we're doing. next couple of videos that I'll be putting out is going to be talking about our plan. We're going to be talking about our DNA. We're going to be talking about what we want to accomplish through Restoration Church and what we want God to accomplish through Restoration Church. So it's good to be able to share this with you. Excited about doing this more and be able to come from this place more often, to be able to share with you what God is up at, what He's doing. So until then, take care and God bless.